What do I think about Tommy Fury pulling out with the Jake Paul fight? Is he a pussy? Is he embarrassing himself? It's none of those things. I'm actually proud of Tommy Fury. He actually came to his damn senses. What do I mean by that? I told you guys way back in the McGregor fight. I told y'all way back then about these contracts, these branding clauses, and how you're not allowed to knock these guys out, and how fights are scheduled to be stopped long before they get knocked out or their brand gets damaged. I told y'all that way back then. Now recently, you've seen other people coming out and telling you the same thing. People inside the industry, fighters themselves, are now coming out telling you the same thing that I told y'all years ago with the McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight. Okay, like I said before, you've seen it with the whole Jake Paul Floyd Mayweather fight. Him holding up Jake Paul. Logan Paul. I don't give a fuck about these dudes. You've seen it with the Tyron Woodley fight. He could have finished them, but he didn't. What happened with Tommy Fury is he knew that he couldn't beat Jake Paul. And I don't mean could he physically beat Jake Paul. I mean, he knew that he wasn't going to walk away with a victory. You know what I'm saying? It was either going to be a loss or a draw. That's exactly what it was going to be. So at the end of the day, what it really was is Tommy Fury didn't want to sell out his reputation. For real, because it was going to be all downhill from there. Right after you took that loss or that draw with Jake Paul, because it's scheduled that way, then, you know what I'm saying, he was going to be the laughing stock of the Fury family, period, and he was never going to be able to recover from that. What happened is he decided to go with some integrity. That's basically what it was. He decided it wasn't worth selling himself out about. That's really what it is. It ain't no damn injuries. It ain't that he's scared of Jake Paul. Jake Paul just upset that he's not going to be able to make these millions, so they went and got, from what I hear, Tyron Woodley again. And let me tell you how that's going to go. If Tyron Woodley wins, it's only to set up a rematch, which Jake Paul will win. So if Tyron Woodley happens to win against Jake Paul in the so-called rematch, it's only to set up a third trilogy fucking fight. But other than that, it's still scheduled the same fucking way. Okay? They done already got in bed with this guy. As you can tell right now, why do you think these Pauls get more pushes and get more interviews and talked about on all these boxing outlets more than regular ass boxing? It's a deliberate push. Okay, it's a deliberate push. Kind of how the UFC tried to push Paige Van Zam and Sage Northcutt. It's a deliberate push, like they did with Andrew the Pitbull Zarlovsky. It's a deliberate push. Okay, so they're deliberately talking about him. They're deliberately keeping him in the names. They're deliberately linking him up with Mike Tyson and all this stuff. The boxing industry wants that because the boxing industry is a whore. She just wants attention. She just wants followers. She just wants somebody to come in and sit in her arenas and stuff like that. So no, that's actually good for fucking Tommy Fury. It's good that, you know what I'm saying, he came to his fucking senses, because at the end of the day, whatever he was going to make, ultimately it wasn't worth it. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't worth it. And I think he figured that out in the end, you know, but they was already dressing Jake Paul up to be a better boxer than Tommy Fury. So they was already setting it up for you. You know what I'm saying? So if it wasn't going to be a flat out loss, it was going to be a draw. And 9 times out of 10, they was going to go with they was going to use Tommy Fury's reputation, his last name, and his boxing credibility, which is not much. It's just the fact that he's a professional boxer, period, to propel Jake Paul as some kind of serious contender. Because what they're not telling you is they're trying to build Jake Paul up for Canelo. In case you didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Now, I brung up all this stuff before. I done told y'all how this shit works. Y'all hollered bullshit back then. As you can see, those contracts, those branding clauses, as you found out, was 110% true. Okay? They want to build Jake Paul up for Canelo Alvarez, Jake Paul fight. And they was going to use Tommy Fury's name, reputation, family reputation that is, to help build Jake Paul up and make him somewhat legitimate. And it was all about if Tommy Fury was going to sell out to that. That's really what the shit was about, in case you didn't know. So that's my thoughts on it. I'm out.